everybody? Welcome to part 2 of our picks for Week 12. First game now we're going to start off with is the Vikings visiting a struggling Chicago Bears team. Me personally, my pick's going to be dependent on who the Bears quarterback is. If Jay Cutler's the quarterback, the Bears will win this one no problem at home at Soldier Field. If Campbell's the quarterback, I'm really being skeptical about this one. I'll pick the Vikings. So right now, my final choice, I'm going to pick the Vikings right now because I'm pretty sure Campbell's still quarterback for this week. I think the Vikings will win because the defense has stepped up this year. Adrian Peterson playing phenomenal, coming off that torn ACL injury. Christian Ponder having a very good sophomore year. And like I said, the Bears defense has been great. I think they'll do enough to get by that great Bears defense. But the offense is just not the same without Jason Campbell. If something comes up that Cutler is going to play this week, then I'm switching my pick to the Bears. But for right now, I'm going to pick the Vikings to win this game.
I agree. I like the Vikings, bearing that Jason Campbell is the quarterback. Obviously, if Cutler was there, it would be a much different story. The Vikings are coming off their bye, I believe. No, they're not. They are?
Vikings had a bye. No, they beat Detroit last week.
They beat Detroit. No, they didn't.
No, the bye last week.
They're coming off their bye, correct? Yeah. They're 6-4. They are hanging around. They're behind the Seahawks because of the tiebreaker. And this could be a big game for them. I think they're going to play with a lot of effort. But if Campbell's the quarterback, I think they will win easily. If Cutler is the quarterback, I say they lose close. So that pick is a little shaky depending who the quarterback is. But for now, it looks like Campbell's going to play, so I have the Vikings winning.
Yeah, I agree. If Campbell starts, I got the Vikings because you saw last week, even though it was a good 49ers defense, you saw how Campbell couldn't get anything going on offense and how Marshall struggled and Forte struggled. So if Campbell does start, I feel like the Vikings will win with Adrian Peterson. And he's having a career year coming off a torn ACL. So I got the Vikings 20-14.
Next 1 o'clock game, we got the 9-1 Atlanta Falcons visiting a surprising Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. This is a good game, though. I'm just going to pick the Falcons to win because Matt Ryan is playing like he's having an MVP year. Yes, he had probably one of the world's worst performances.
He was terrible last week. The whole team was terrible.
5 picks last week.
5 picks, I understand, but I think he will rebound. He knows this is an important game. You can't take the Buccaneers for granted. I think the Falcons know what's at stake here with New Orleans coming up, Tampa Bay right behind them. I think this win will definitely separate them from the pack. I think the Falcons win this one 27-14.
I like the Buccaneers. I think they're a very hot team, but I don't think they'll beat the Falcons. They're not ready yet. Look, they have a new head coach. They have a lot of young pieces there. They're a very exciting team. I think in the future they could definitely be one of those teams in the NFC South that come out and play very tough. I mean, they're going to play tough, but they are the Atlanta Falcons. They are playing well this season. I think this could be their season if they keep this up. They're winning games close. They're winning games big. They're doing everything. They're really showing resilience that they can win games, and I think the Buccaneers are a type of team that have shown that they zone out in the fourth quarter for whatever reason, like against the Giants in Week 2. I think that's a similar game. I think they will have the lead for a while, and the Falcons will pull this thing out down late.
I actually disagree with both of you guys. I like the Buccaneers. I think they know how much this game matters to their playoff hopes. I think Josh Freeman once again have a good game, and so will Doug Martin, who rebounded from last week. He'll get a touchdown this week. And Michael Turner is supposed to be good this year. He's been inconsistent and terrible. And I feel like Matt Ryan will have another 2 picks. And considering the Buccaneers are at home, I'm thinking the crowd will help them win this game. I'll go 27-20.
I actually skipped the game, my apologies. Peyton Manning and the Broncos visiting the 1-9 Kansas City Chiefs. This one I feel like is a no-brainer. I don't have to say much. I just want to get through this one.
Let's just get this through.
Broncos win this one.
Broncos.
The Chiefs have just been bad. Said everyone who's in your fantasy team, said anyone who's involved with the Chiefs.
Yeah. Our final 1 o'clock game for this week, we got the 6-4 Seattle Seahawks visiting the struggling Miami Dolphins team. I understand that the Seahawks are on the road, but Russell Wilson's been great. The defense, great. Marshawn Lynch, great. So, no doubt, even though they're on the road, Seattle will win this game.
When you look at the 2 quarterbacks, the rookie quarterbacks in this draft class, you really can't tell which one was the 3rd rounder or which one was the 1st rounder. That's how well Russell Wilson has played. And you got to look at this. The Seahawks are coming off a bye. They're confident. Pete Carroll's definitely got the fire underneath that team. They're running the ball. They're really bullying teams around. Yes, they haven't played well on the road, but I think off the bye and Dolphins seem like they're going through a growing pain right now at the worst time of the season. I think the Seahawks should win this one 27-17.
Yes, I also agree. I like the Seahawks. They know how much this game means. They won't slack off. I mean, the Dolphins are coming off a bad loss to the Bills. Even though this game will be closer, though, because the Seahawks are coming all the way out west. So I got a final score of 21-17.
All right. First 4 o'clock game. The Baltimore Ravens coming off a very emotional win going into Heinz Field, beating the Steelers yet again. They're going to San Diego, a struggling Chargers team who lost last week, and their chances to win the NFC West are basically slim to none. I mean, I like the Chargers. I respect Norm Turner. I respect the team, but I think the Baltimore Ravens, they will redeem themselves from last year when they went to San Diego and lost. I think they'll redeem themselves and they'll win this year and keep fighting with Houston to get that number 1 seed.
For whatever reason, I think the Chargers will win this game. I don't know. They didn't play that terrible last week. I think when it came down to it, the Chargers played for Norv's job last year. I don't think they're making the playoffs, but I think this is the type of win that could potentially save your coach's job. You gotta look at the Ravens are playing with a lot of no-name guys. The Chargers' offense is a lot more explosive than the Steelers. It's a much longer trip for the Ravens this time. I don't know. I think Denario Alexander, he's going to be a matchup problem for that banged up Ravens secondary. No disrespect for the Ravens, but I just think the Chargers will win this one, 21-14. I just think the Chargers will have to pull this one out to save Norv.
Yeah, I got the Baltimore Ravens. I'm not feeling the Chargers this game. I feel like Philip Rivers is just too inconsistent this year. And I think Ray Rice will be the difference maker for the Ravens. I don't think Joe Flacco will play that good, but I feel like Ray Rice will lead the team. So I got the Ravens, 17-14.
Right now we got America's Game of the Week here. We got the Niners visiting the New Orleans Saints. This is a very good game. Colin Kaepernick named started this week. The Niners are definitely showing that they can be the best team in the NFC West and in the NFC. I'm going to pick the Saints, though, because they beat one good team at home. The momentum's on their side. Drew Brees is playing great. No disrespect to Colin Kaepernick. He has shown he can be a great NFL quarterback. But he's going into a very hostile environment in New Orleans. The noise level gets crazy. The Saints' defense has gotten better. It's no longer last in the league. And that they have one of the most explosive offenses. No doubt I'm picking the New Orleans Saints to win this one, but only by a touchdown, because San Francisco's defense will make it close.
Yeah, I also like the Saints in this one to win this. I think Kaepernick will play well. I think this is going to be a very big shootout. I think the Saints, this should have what happened in the NFC Championship game, the NFC Divisional round last year, if the game was played in Superdome. I think the Saints would have scored a lot more points. They would have stopped with the turnovers. Yes, Darren Sproles is out, but the Saints are like, well, who is Darren Sproles? Well, we can win without him. When they get back, they're going to be even better. I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs yet just because of the play of the Seahawks and the Buccaneers, but as of now, I think the Saints will upset the 49ers.
Yeah, I also agree with you guys. The Saints have momentum on their side. Right, the defense and running game both have improved, and they still have Jimmy Graham and Marquise Colston. And I feel like Kaepernick will struggle at his first road start. So I got the Saints 27-24 close game.
All right, and we'll be right back with video number 3.